Hi, this is Judy Liming again, and as promised, we are going to begin the second chapter in the book, October's Sun, The Beauty of a Butterfly is Beyond Measure. And again, I want to begin this book by dedicating it to you, all of you, and I want to share a poem today before we actually start chapter 2 of the book. This is a poem that Shannon wrote. It would have been in 2012. And I want to dedicate this to all of you who have ever been 2 feet tall, 3 feet tall, 4 feet tall, 5 feet tall, and then 6 feet tall. And then there will be a day when we feel 10 feet tall, okay? So this is Shannon's poem. It's called Mark on the Wall. From the mark on the wall, he looked to be about 2 feet tall. From the look on his face, he was excited and happy in this place. From the mark on the wall, he looked to be about 3 feet tall. From the bright look in his eyes, he was full of joy and surprise. From the mark on the wall, he looked to be about 4 feet tall. He began to wonder about things he had seen. Was it a reality or all a dream? From the mark on the wall, he looked to be about 5 feet tall. The light in his eyes began to dim. He did not know what happened to him. From the mark on the wall, he looked to be about 6 feet tall. Life for him filled with torment and hell. He cried out for help. Save me, he would yell. From the mark on the wall, the boy had grown to be 10 feet tall. His torment and pain he could throw or toss, taken away by a Savior on a cross. So that's how we look at our journey from October's Sun. This book was written to honor Shannon. He and I were working and collaborating a bit on a book before October 2014. And I want to read a little preface from the book. As with the caterpillar, the cocoon, butterfly, each is a span of time and existence. Life experienced in the lowly places. We encounter sticks and stones. Then all comes to a halt. One day you attach, you adhere, you become very still, and to all appearances a shroud of death encloses around and about, shutting out all expressions of life, and then the beauty of the butterfly. So this is how we are going to begin our journey today. And this day will mostly be about Shiloh. This day is the day of the raccoon. And here comes my little kitty cat, Augie. So he's welcome for the reading. So chapter 2 of the book, we're going to continue, like I say, with Shiloh, with Ralph, Buck, T-Roy, with Rosie Crystal, Jaime, and Kevlar. We're just going to have to make room for Augie here. So as this is live, this adds a little excitement to our storyline. Okay, here we go. Chapter 2, The Day of the Raccoon. Hi, Augie. Shiloh has just rounded the bend of the upper 40 where the wild cherry trees grow and they drop their fruit. Being a camera hog. This day brings a big surprise. Oops. Sorry about that. It's live. This day brings a big surprise. as Shiloh feels the tree drop an unexpected package on his back. Today, he is in such a hurry to get to the pomegranate grove that he ignores the subtle movement as the 6 settle themselves to go along for the ride. Upon arriving for the morning feast of sweet, succulent pomegranates, Shiloh joins his tribe of friends and family, and the chatter begins. The big news of the day is a swirling discussion of the events of what the raccoons call the Ancient of Days. Down through time eternal, the raccoons had heard of the arrival, mystery, and ultimate suffering of the One. For hundreds of years, their ancestors had shared the ongoing hope of the One, the coming of the Son. An old prophet of the ones that walk on 2 legs had written down the words of the One that would not only bring metanoio, a change of heart, or even metanoia, a change of mind, but one that would bring metamorphosis or metachismo. This is complete transfiguration that transforms one from within and without. Had the transformer arrived? Wow! What was this great mystery the raccoons were speaking of? The 6 could only stare at each other in wide-eyed wonder. And they could only imagine the ones that walk on 2 legs. And what is this meta word they keep tossing around? And what is this One, the Son? What a whirlwind world they have dropped into. Now, Shiloh feels the stirring on his back from the dropping of the wild cherry tree. He also feels a strange stirring within his head and his heart. He wants to know more about this One, the Son. Shiloh has ventured many times into the company of the 2-legged, and he's enjoyed picking up the many leftovers from their camps as hundreds and hundreds would pass through his hometown of Emmaus on their 7-mile journey to the walled city of Jerusalem. Shiloh had taken this same journey every year, him and the members of his tribes, as this was an amazing time of celebration, dance, song, and especially food. This year, Shiloh thought, something feels very different indeed. Shiloh and the tribe of his ancestors feel their bellies as they have a long journey ahead of them. They know there will be provision on the journey from the food that falls along the way from the traveling caravan of the 2-legged, and they are also very aware of the perils and dangers. They know to stay clear and out of sight. They know to stay hidden behind trees and rocks, and they know very well the secret places of refuge forged by their ancestors. And so it begins. All right, that finishes chapter 2, the Day of the Raccoon. That finishes chapter 2 of the introduction of Shiloh, the 2-leggeds, and the One, the Son. And again, I dedicate this time to you. I thank you for taking the time to become a partner with me on this journey and this adventure. And chapter 3 will be coming soon, and it gets even more exciting. It's called The Day of the Worm and the Raccoon. And we look forward to this great adventure with Shiloh and his 6 companions. Thank you, and I look forward to reading the next chapter soon. God bless.